lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
Hey everybody, I am 22 Tiger Dude. I'm here with my guest star,
J53518. I like a shrink and not stud.
requested by Cal's Car Corner.
Plot is SpongeBob somehow daydreams of being a jellyfish. He's tired of being a sponge. Apparently SpongeBob decides he causes a fire and decides to turn his house. Somehow the way he's treated by Mr. Krabs and everyone else puts pressure on a little sponge. So he decides to abandon his sponge life and to live nudefully in the nude, living with his jellyfish brethren. He's going to find out life outside the house is harder than he thought. It's a very National Geographic kind of funny thing, as the sponge lives out at the corner of the seashell. As I tried to imitate Tom Kenny's narrator voice, 3 days later, the sponge lives into the jellyfish with the Krabby Patty. This is a square. Next, like I said, I had a very nice natural, get it, Nature Pants natural. Had a natural story. Yeah, I liked what the writers did. The dialogue was good. The writing was good. It's funny, but it's kind of a funny, curious episode of SpongeBob. What would he be like in his own habitat? Plus, we have Sandy being obsessed with him, trying to help him become normal. You have Patrick trying to be worried about his best friend becoming an animal, nearly eating not only his jellyfish net, but almost eating Patrick. Plus, you have him messing with Squidward as usual, and Mr. Krabs worried why he hasn't been to work, or whenever he goes to work, he goes animalistic. It's kind of the whole man versus nature thing, but the way the SpongeBob creators did it was very nice. I really enjoyed it. It's funny, you can understand it, and SpongeBob just goes a little more off his bubble, as you know what I mean. I give it a 5 out of 5.
Nature Pants is a magnificent SpongeBob episode. Storyline is so well written and it's very inventive. The idea of SpongeBob wanting to join the jellyfish was ironic, but you roll with it. How the writers actually execute this episode makes it seem so right, and I thought they managed a storyline like that so perfectly. And knowing how much SpongeBob loves to jellyfish, I felt like it was a storyline that really suited a show like SpongeBob. I thought it was really funny. Like you said, J5, it has that kind of serious tone at the same time because SpongeBob seems to be enjoying his life as jellyfish, but then he realizes it's hard and he'd rather be at home, living a normal life, seeing all of his friends, and I thought it really added that nice special touch to it. My only flaws with this episode would be that I didn't like how Squidward was just so happy about SpongeBob being gone. That was a little messed up in my opinion, and there was a moment where I was a little bored with the episode. Overall, I thought Nature Pants was actually a very well done episode. It was terrific. Great job to the writers. I give it a superb 9 out of 10. Now me and the awesome J5351A are here to review Opposite Day, requested by It's Raining Blood. So what is the plot, J5?
Raining blood! Put a Hatsu in the sky! Live as horror! Live I sent soon. Now I shall raining blood. Sorry, I'm remembering Slayer right now. Yes, this is one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes. I will tell you why. Opposite Day stars Patrick, SpongeBob, and all that good madness. The story happens with Squidward is asleep, only awoken by SpongeBob and Patrick and their nonsensicalness into the surprise birthday party for him. When they leave, apparently he calls Patty Richard from Bikini Bottom Realty to arrange his house. mean, as a joke, Squidward tries to have his chance to ruin it by selling his house. Tells him that opposite day, and Squidward tells SpongeBob and Patrick that it's opposite day, to act the opposite of the way they are. So, as they say, he tells them to stop breathing. They stop breathing. Now, this is hilarious because not only does it affect them, but everyone else in Bikini Bottom. It's hilarious because the ironic curiosity hits them in the butt later on when they feel like it was an opposite day. And it goes back, it's forth, it's back, and it's forth. So it's like vertigo. Will this ever end of opposite dayism? Review the plot. I love this freaking episode. This is what SpongeBob comedy can become. Funny, sometimes stupid, but perfect.
Agreed.
What do I have to say about this? Great animation. Again, a great story that it can be done for SpongeBob. I think SpongeBob did a good job with this kind of story. With, them not breathing, which is terrible because they're fish and they breathe in the water. I mean, they'll cut off their circulation. But it's good to see that Squidward has power here. Just saying it's opposite day and they can do whatever they want because he knows he feels like a god. Kind of egotistical as Squidward, but it fits his personality of his brash, very artistic entrepreneur personality. I love it. The great story, the great writing was used here for the cleverness. I give it a 5 out of 5.
Opposite Day is one of the funniest SpongeBob episodes I've ever seen. Completely love this episode. No flaws with this episode. Everything about this episode is
see, you got a
top notch. It's always scene by scene. It always gets bigger, more grandeur, and it's just so amazing. But the storyline was fantastic. I love the idea of Squidward coming up with Opposite Day. It's just that episode where every single moment really sticks with you, and the execution is just like always on top. Squidward actually wants to move away, but of course with SpongeBob and Patrick thinking it's actually Opposite Day, that gets into the Squid's opportunity. And I love how that's played out. SpongeBob as Squidward. Come on, J5. Was that classic right there, dude?
Yes, it was.
Plus, I loved Patrick having a pickle as a nose. Like, what the hell on that?
Because he wants to be like Squidward. That's hilarious.
From the beginning to the end, to the humor, to the shenanigans, to the Squidward mocking, it was just all clever, so well handled. It's spectacular. Opposite Day gets a 10 out of 10. Always a pleasure to have you as the guest star, J5.
Thank you.
And you guys, please check out his channel. I will leave a link in the description below.
I am 22 Tiger Dude. Don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!